Alright everyone, welcome along. Tuppence Tuesday. So I thought we'd pull together really what it is we've learned, because we've had 7 fun-filled weeks looking at a data culture, right? It's the kind of thing I love doing, where to properly talk about these things, look at it, and actually see what goes into making it all happen for you. So what we've kind of covered is the idea that the data culture is something that it's really been enabled and driven a lot by technology, and how technology has changed and progressed. So our hardware is more efficient. You know, like my laptop now can cope with 1 million rows of data, 10 million. I think I've even done, well, I know I've even done 325 million rows data set on my laptop. Here, you know, so that works. You can do other things. You've had, like, YouTube tells you how many views you've got. Your Facebook tells you how many people liked your post. LinkedIn does the same. Instagram. People are expecting. They're used to data. They see it around. They're used to consuming it now, right, in their personal life. But it's getting it into the business mindset is the difficulty. That's the challenge. And that then leads us into the people side, because people are key, aren't they? You know, we talk about how social media isn't friendly. You know, there's like racism, or there's this, or there's that, or there's, you know, all this horrible stuff that goes on the internet. That happens internally in your data culture, and that can really turn that data culture in your data lake into like some stagnant, polluted cesspit. Okay, so you really do need to be on top of your people and make sure that your people have got this idea of having a supportive culture, because that's what you need for your data to be excellent and to be able to get the most out of it, is to have support. You know, people think, oh, I'm going to support my colleague, okay? And all that needs to then be wrapped up in the process, and obviously the technology needs to support the process and then the people. So it all kind of fits together. You know, there's people, process, technology, the magic trio. Right? You can't do data culture on top without them three. Yeah, so it's like, you know, like a 3-legged milking stool or whatever it is, eh? You know, didn't have one leg, am I missing? No, that was dynamite, wasn't it? Oh, right. Anyway, right, so you kind of get the picture. You know, you need those 3 to prop up your data culture. And then, as part of your data culture, almost the most important part is this idea of a cycle of improvement. Okay, and we're talking about that there's the plan, do, check, act cycle, it's rebranded, renamed, basically a 4-stage improvement cycle. 4-stage improvement cycle seems to be prevalent in, pick your business manual, whatever you want, you know, ITIL, Agile, Prince, right, they've all pretty much got, it's very similar. It's a 4-stage improvement cycle. So you know you're going to need something. Right, it all kind of comes down to, and this is from the incident management piece, was this investigate, hypothesize, validate, execute. It's kind of the way you want to go, and then it goes back to investigate, hypothesize, validate, execute. Yeah, it's like it's a cycle. Right, you're going to be doing that an awful lot, and for that to work really well, you need to have a culture of support, because what you don't want to have people doing is going, well, I tried this, and it didn't give an improvement in itself, but it did give an improvement because we knew that didn't work, right? Which is just as important. Knowing what works and what doesn't work are kind of key. And this is where we get, you know, everything's key, isn't it? But the key, the foundation that you're always going to need is your data. Okay? And on the left-hand side here, we've got the what's going on, the key bit. This is my business working. So you're going to have your interactions with your people. You're going to have your activity. You're going to have your tool doing it. So what you're recording it on. And it might be as simple as saying, well, I've got somebody in my little coffee cart. You know, that's the person doing. It's recorded on a bit of paper or a notebook. And he or she just writes down the order that came through. And then we can tell what they've done in a day, right? Because it's all in the pad and paper. So in that case, you know, your tool is just pad. You know, your process is kind of write down what happens and make the beverage. You know, you don't need $1 million, £1 million solution for any of this to work. Simple is often best. Okay? There's a quote, and I've been trying to find it. I can't find it again. I'm really annoyed, and it's probably because of who it was from. and I forget who it was from, and that's why I really can't find it. It's from one of like the senior people at Google, and they were talking about, they were asked a question about how big is big data? You know, how is there a size that big data has to be? And the answer was no. Big data is big enough for you. Whatever you need is big data. And that's right, isn't it? It's the importance of it to you. The tool isn't the limitation, is kind of the point. That's what you want to be getting to with it. So, you know, a pad and paper, believe me, you can do all your accounts on a pad and paper, right? That tool's not a limitation. It might take longer, it might be more difficult, you might need more noggin skill up here, but it'll work. So there's this is the trade-off. Now on the right-hand side of this, we've got the analysis side, like the analytical side, and do you see the two are kind of the same, aren't they? Yeah. That's why getting a data culture right gives you the benefit, because your analysis tool, if your analysis tool isn't aligned with what you're doing, okay, what you're going to find is that people aren't aligned to what they're supposed to be doing, because the analysis and the numbers that they're being presented with and that they're being judged against aren't aligned with the operation. So it's kind of, like if we're going back to a coffee cart, if we said, right, you've been writing down in your little book what's been going on, we can see what's happening, but I reckon we could make more money selling to blondes. Right, what? How does that work? Is where you'd be saying, right? What? At what point are we collecting hair colour of people to then work out and gauge, well, blondes buy more coffee? I actually I've done no research in this whatsoever. I'm just picking random rubbish out of the air, because it's the kind of stuff that I see when you start aligning or just throwing in KPIs. Okay? Some of the best KPIs in the world, like, or, suggestions for KPIs to use in the world, will come from the likes of Gartner, Forrester, right? Other, like Harvard Business Review. In themselves, they are not bad KPIs. The key, and this is what you need to remember, is a KPI might be a great industry standard, but if it doesn't work for your business, and you're not collecting the data, or it's the way you want to do things, right, it's pointless. We can have a great KPI. How many customers have you added to your ERP system in a month? Right, to say, well, to measure growth. Right, I've seen similar things. New customers entered. Right, going back to a coffee cart. We ain't collecting if that person's come once, come 100 times. We don't get that because it's just lines in there. So it's misaligned to my business. I'm going to come back and go, we've got no new customers added to the ERP system. That's terrible. Start adding customers to an ERP system. So suddenly, well, poor guy, girl, right, non-binary person, right, working on my coffee cart, has suddenly got to start saying, oh, right, what's your name? Right, can I get your address? Right, can I? No, I just wanted to buy some coffee, right, and I'm not giving you all that to buy coffee, so I'll go next door, mate. Do you know, does that make sense? It's something I see happening a lot when you get these brilliant KPIs that are suggested and a great starting point just being blindly followed because of who they came from. Okay, I am a big believer, and if you follow me, social media and that, you'll see, being a big believer in Gartner, Forrester, all this. I do like their stuff, but my goodness me, at some point, some people just get this blinkered view of, it came from Gartner, it must be amazing, and you're like, It probably is amazing in that the people who've come up with it have generally thought about it a lot, and it's not just something they're just going like, right, this is what we need to do. Right? There's some thought process, review cycle that goes into it. So it becomes important that you're able to kind of take ideas and fit them into your business. And because you're having to do that, if you can start to take those ideas from within your business, the point of this is your people and people interact. So if you're reporting and providing reporting content to all your staff because of your data culture, they will come back and you get a little feedback loop coming around the top, don't you? Because your interactions from people comes back through to what they're doing, and vice versa. Okay, so your report content is going to trigger activities and going to drive behaviors more, which is what you want. And we know that report content will drive behavior, but what we want is to have the behaviors drive the report content as well. Likewise, it all becomes key, cyclical. Oh, it's like Inception. Okay, so what do you reckon then? What we've covered in 8 weeks really around a data culture and what it is and how it influences a business, develops a business, shapes a business, should really show you that it is something that you want to bring into your business. There is a real benefit to having a data culture because of the way it makes you focus on what it is that you're doing and focus on your data. And that focus on what you're doing and the data that's derived allows you to then further analyze and assess and understand how you can further improve your business. It's an iterative cycle. It isn't something that I can magically go and wave a magic wand at and say, right, we're going to have a data culture from next Tuesday, right? That's not how it works. It is something that it takes time, it takes effort, and it takes a lot of belief from all levels of my business. So I thought, there's one last thing to tell you, isn't there? One last thing. The secret sauce of a data culture. How do I implement a data culture? So it's a cycle, isn't it? Of course it was always going to be a cycle. You knew it was going to be a cycle. I've gone with a 3-stage one here. Do, review, improve. Do, review, improve. Do, review, improve. Right? If you start to just follow that kind of a mindset throughout your data culture journey, it'll happen. You cannot sit there from on high at like the top of your business and say, we're going to start a data culture tomorrow, right? That's not how it works, right? You can't come from the bottom and say, we're going to start a data culture because management suck, right? That doesn't work either. Right? What it really takes is you becoming a data lead in your business. So you, whoever you are, right, be the data lead. Stop expecting to just be able to say, this is what's going to happen, right? Show. Okay, if you think, what do you mean, right? It's not about writing big, long, wordy emails or doing lots of stuff. It's about being simple, providing this is what we need to do because and why, okay? As a start, okay? And that will benefit you. Because and why? What do you mean? This is what we need to do because it will turn this around. And why would that be a benefit? Because this is going to make things better. Okay, so, go back to our coffee cart example, right? We might go, we put 4 marshmallows in the hot chocolate. Okay, let's put 3 in. Okay, yeah, little things like that. Now, me as a manager, there were 4 marshmallows. It's not a problem. Yeah, 4 marshmallows, it's fine. Right? We're doing 100 hot chocolates a day, for example, right? And just my simple math, that's saving 100. Now, if there's 20 marshmallows in a pack, again, I'm different now, right? That's 5 packs. Wow, don't come to me for counting advice, but that's 5 packs, isn't it, of marshmallows? And then if we're saying, well, marshmallows are from our wholesaler, say 12 pence a pack, again, finger in the air math, right? 12 pence a pack. So per day we're saving 60p. It's not massive, but 6 days a week, £3.60. So that's going to add up, isn't it? You can suddenly start to see, well, hang on, £3, we're not at the point where it's going to transform the business. But just like American Airlines, it's like that saving of an olive. And the effects and the benefits are cumulative because, hey, we took 1 marshmallow out, Equally, it could be the other side. Let's put 1 in, right? Because the coffee cart on the other side of the park only puts 3 in because they're trying to save money. We're going to put 5 in, and hey, now we're selling 200 hot chocolates a day. because ours have got better marshmallows. Okay. Do you see? But the only way you would be able to do that is by getting to the culture or the point where people are experienced or used to the idea that improvement activities, raise your hand, just say, look, this is what it is. I think this is what we should do. And anybody can do that. And the foundation of all this was really, it's Kaizen principles, man. It's nothing, it's from Kaizen's from the 80s or something, 60s, 70s even. Right? Japanese manufacturing technology. Anybody can suggest an improvement. Okay? This isn't rocket science, it's not new. We've had ideas of suggestion boxes for years, right? This is suggestion boxes on steroids. So you've enjoyed it, right? I've enjoyed doing these. Come back next week where we're going to start looking at some KPIs and stuff around KPIs, and really how can we prevent them from blowing up our business. So we'll look at some of those areas. I did get a request as well, so in the comments from the last video about some more into process mining. That's good. I'll cheer up the companies that I work with for that. So we'll definitely do some more on process mining. So yeah, obviously come back Friday for some more. Something for the weekend, give you guys some homework to do. But enjoy yourselves, keep safe, yeah, ta-da.